I mean, Jesus was a white man too, but you know, it's like he was a historical figure. I mean, that's a verifiable fact, as is Santa. I just want the kids watching to know that. Yeah. But my point is, how do you just revise it, you know, in the middle of the legacy of the story and change Santa from white to black? Yeah.
In Father Teresa's Wine Cellar, we believe all oppression is intersectional. And this means our analysis of current events frequently includes discussion of difficult and explicit content. Any combination of the following topics could be included in our show: murder, rape, war, climate change, racism, sexism, violence, sexual violence, homophobic violence, heterocentrism, discrimination and abuse against individuals of nonconformist sexuality, domestic violence, child abuse, child rape, child neglect, elderly abuse, verbal abuse, police brutality, microaggressions, ableism, cyberbullying, genital mutilation, ideological extremism, and people just being total fucking assholes.
All right, winecellarmedia.com. The gosh darn video is up and on Fartha Mackin Fargandoodle Facebook.com. All right, and there we are again. You might be tuned into the joint, maybe through the winecellarmedia.com page on the Facebook, or the Social Dissonance, a Critical Analysis of Justice page, maybe the Becky Lives Matter page. You like the comedy, don't you? Or the White on White Crime page, also the comedy, or the Reading in the Shade with Phoenix Calida page. Live on all. I'll be going to Twitter next. Oh, you're tweeting?
Yes.
You're tweeting on the Twitter.
I am tweeting on the Twitter.
You're having a strong disagreement with a fellow leftist.
No, I don't argue with leftists.
Are the tankies testing you?
The tankies try to test me, but they've never had real jobs, so they can't.
That's impolite.
I don't care.
That is not office etiquette.
I don't care. Yeah, there's something about Twitter tankies. They're the most obnoxious people.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I be on Twitter. I don't even know what I do on Twitter, actually.
Do you tweet on Twitter?
I show up there like once a month, and I make like the finest tweets anyone's ever read, and then I abandon them. It's not good manners, really. Bad etiquette. All right, so the Cruella film. Phoenix Calida thought it was horrific. Phoenix Calida was not really feeling the whole punk rock thing. Wasn't feeling the punk rock thing.
I'm pretty sure that's not what I said.
Yeah. And did not really like the character playing opposite Cruella. Wasn't really feeling the performance.
Emma Thompson's performance?
Yeah, not an Emma Thompson fan. Phoenix Leader. No, explain why.
I like Emma Thompson very much. She is a fantastic actress, and I said none of those things. Thank you very much.
She did.
I did not. I've always loved Emma Thompson. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't, cause like it wasn't a bad movie.
Oh, you have strong critiques.
I don't know how strong they are. I just, I don't know. Like, I guess because in my head, it's still just more of like a fun movie than like specifically like a Disney movie or like a Cruella movie. You know, because I don't really see it as being like a Cruella movie, even though that's who it's about, because it's just, I don't know.
It's not a Cruella movie.
Well, because it's like so much into the backstory. And of course, the fucking Disney, there has to be like an orphan girl and like the rags to riches shit. So it really just seems like that sort of like fairy tale story as opposed to like a, because like this could have been like a Cinderella movie, or this could have, you know what I mean? Like it could have been sort of like any fairy tale that has a female protagonist. Like I didn't take anything away that was like Cruella specifically outside of some of the outfits, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
I don't know, like, is that because I'm not one of the smart folks about film, right? Like when I do film reviews, it's because I like some shit and I want to talk about it. Like you're not going to see me critiquing a film and just like, you know, I just think, I think things got really somber in the third act. I don't even know what the fuck the third act is.
It's the conclusion.
I don't know. Are they like, if it's an action movie, are big guys still punching each other in the face and blowing up stuff? And am I amused by it?
Really? That's all it takes is guys punching things. All right.
What, as far as action films go? Oh yeah, that's why I think it was the 5th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, that one, there really is nothing about that film other than, oh look, I'm a 90s kid and Dwayne Johnson and that who's that feller?
Vin Diesel are punching each other. Okay. This is amusing as all hell.
Right? Like I came up with movies like Terminator 2. You know, stuff like that. So I'm amused by that. But I thought the Cruella film was the shit.
Oh, I don't dislike it. It just wasn't, I didn't get like a Cruella vibe where I'm just like, oh, that, because it literally is to me just like The Devil Wears Prada, but a little bit grungy.
Yeah. So is it like, is it because it's the backstory? So you don't have Cruella developed?
I don't think it's that it's a backstory. I think that the backstory doesn't correlate to the character of Cruella that we know. Because like these are like two separate people. Because like, yeah, this is her backstory, but she's not really a villain. She's just like some poor orphan kid. And she's, you know what I mean? Like trying to find a place in the world. Whereas like, I distinctly remember like, especially the old, like, well, there was Glenn Close, right? Get those puppies, you know, remember that like scene. And I remember the animated one from the 60s. And she was like, it was dark. She had Horace and Jasper like kidnapping puppies to skin them for coats. Like, and in the 60s movie, that was actually like, it wasn't just a plot point, but she flat out said that. Because she walked in when she found out that this couple had all these Dalmatian puppies, got disgusted because they had no spots. And when this couple explained that the spots come in later, she's like, oh, okay, good. I'll take them all. Just so she could skin them to make a coat. And it's like, it's kind of evil to skin puppies for coat.
Wait, Phoenix, do you think that if it wasn't Disney, that it would have been more of like, she would have been more of a villain?
I don't know, because the original was Disney too, but also it was animated. So I don't know if it's like, even though they're doing something evil, it doesn't seem as, because it's like cartoons and not like live action, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like this, she wasn't like, yeah, she just wasn't evil. And like the original movie, she was a terrible person.
Right. Like, this one gives her like that kind of duality. Like she was kind of good, like nice to her friends, but you can also tell she has like her mother's side.
Yeah, like she's kind of, you know, an asshole, but she wasn't like, I'm going to kidnap your dogs and kill them. Like,
yeah, like even when they thought she skinned the dog, she didn't do it.
No, I'm not gonna kill the dogs. Like,
so they softened it up.
They really did. They really, really did. Yeah. Yeah. And then like, you know, so that, but I did appreciate the fashion. It did actually remind me of a lot of Devil Wears Prada as far as the fashion goes. I like those montages. Oh, I did like the soundtrack. because it did have a like, you know, like grungy punk stuff, because this is what, like 70s, 80s England. So this is when that sort of like punk movement was coming up. So there's also like a social, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Commentary.
Yeah, there's a social commentary there, right? Because the person she's going against is the establishment, and the whole point of punk is being anti-establishment. So, you know, so this lady's got like all her like good fashion and her wigs and everything, like looking like what is it?
Perfect
Couture,
and classy,
right?
yeah.
And then fucking Cruella shows up in a garbage truck. Like, but was just as amazing and fabulous and caught everybody's attention just as well. But it was very much sort of like playing on those opposite ends of the spectrum of, you know, just because I don't have, well, I mean, obviously it's Cruella's daughter, but she doesn't know this yet. Or sorry, the evil lady's daughter, but Cruella doesn't know this yet. But it was very clear, like, you know, I'm just as good as you. I'm just as smart, even though I'm like this poor kid from the gutter sort of backstory was where Cruella was. So it was a lot of fun for me to see that sort of, you know, I don't know, I guess like raw sort of new thing versus, you know, what the old established folks are doing. So that was fun. And the soundtrack went well with it, I think.
All right. So I don't know, like here, I get a chance. I took a puff of the devil's lettuce, and I'd like to be a stereotypical pothead here. So like essentially, who's the homegirl? Emma Thompson?
Emma.
That's the OG, right?
Yeah, Emma Thompson is the older woman. Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's that
woman.
That is a perfect way that I would make synonymous with OG. Yeah.
Yes.
The and then Emma is another Emma is the youngster.
Yes.
What's the last name?
Shit, what is her last name? I just forgot it.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yeah.
All right, because it's like I could see this as a fitting backstory, right?
Really?
Because yeah. Right, Emma Thompson is Nancy Pelosi.
Oh no.
Emma Stone is Ocasio-Cortez.
No wonder there's a little bit of lingering disappointment.
See, yes. See, are you seeing it now? Right? And she's just coming in, you know, came in on some fake shit, kinda. You know, like what I had these sneakers.
Right.
These sneakers went door to door. Right, but then she came with the garbage truck dress. That was her sneakers moment.
That was her sneakers moment.
That was her fucking sneakers moment, man. But in the end, she's just gonna become the next Pelosi. That's on the way, and we'll live to see it. It's gonna be great.
I mean, yeah, maybe the next Pelosi, but still not as evil as the cartoon character they made her out to be.
That not possible?
No.
Nah.
No.
This leader's not a dreamer.
Yeah. Since when has this show been about dreams, nigga?
All the time. This has been a very positive program for many moons now.
Since when? I do know that I want to see a fucking stare off between Miranda Priestley and what is her last name? I don't know her name in this movie. What is her last name in this movie?
Well, who? Which character?
I think they just call her the Baroness, right?
Yeah, the Baroness. I can't remember her last name.
Oh, the last name of the fictional character.
Yeah.
Oh, can you Googlefy that?
Yeah.
Or Yahoo search it, pick one.
But yeah, please let me get the Baroness and Miranda Priestley having a stare off. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then like, I don't know, like do they, you got to add in extras on it because they're probably way too good of actors.
Yeah.
To just let them do it. Like who's going to lose? It's going to be a fucking draw.
I don't care.
So like you get like every 20 seconds, one of them gets 5 seconds to make funny faces.
Fine.
Yeah. Right.
I'm
Make
okay
it
with
challenging.
that. I'm okay with that.
You got the name?
Oh yeah, Baroness von Hellman.
Von Hellman. Okay.
Oh, so wait a second. Hellman and Devil.
Yeah, well, because that was also in the first movie. That's where Cruella stayed. She called it Hell Hall. And she did it at the end of this movie too. She knocked that's why I was like, it's like hell something. Because she knocked the man off because it's got, you know, the old bougie gate that's got the name, and she knocked the man off. So it just says like Hell Hall on it now.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay. I think it can still happen. Folks sell out hard.
Oh no.
Hard, man.
And now I said I didn't want to see the Cinderella story, but I kind of do now. Yeah. That new Cinderella movie with Camilla Cabello. Because I heard it's horrible because Camilla can't act. But apparently, if I'm reading correctly, the person who was the wicked stepmother of Cinderella was the same person who was the Baroness here.
Yeah.
And now I can see if Camilla couldn't stick the role, I can see why, because it was fucking Emma Thompson.
She would definitely outact Camilla Cabello.
Yeah, she can outact damn near anyone. So I'm like, all right, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you think that Emma Stone like held her own in this movie, or do you think the Baroness acted her?
That's strong wording. Held her own. That's strong wording. I'm always fascinated by just hearing you speak because I saw you so young. I'm always gonna dig it.
I think that she did, but I think in some ways it's also a little bit easier with a movie like this, because until it comes to sort of like the climax part where like they're fighting each other, up until then, all Emma Stone's character had to do was kind of like be a little bit like demure, and you know what I mean? So she didn't have to like come in and like try to be like intimidating or be like a badass, or you know what I mean? Like she didn't have to like outshine. So I think that maybe might have made it a little bit easier to like fit the role in that way, if that makes sense.
Because she was playing the other side of just pretending like I'm just innocent.
Exactly. So yeah, she didn't have to be all like, I'm gonna get in your face, and which was actually kind of funny because that was the scene when the Baroness found her and like they tied Cruella up and they were gonna set the house on fire and kill her, and Cruella's just like, you're going to kill me because I staged you, and the Baroness is just like, yes, and she's just like, what? It was like, but like as a character, she didn't like have a comeback, but that's also like
in character.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, so it's good, but it's also a little bit easy. And, but yeah, I thought Emma Thompson did a great job. But that whole scene actually was hilarious to me. Like she was so evil.
Yeah, because Emma Stone played more like being clever. Yeah. More than being like that. Because she definitely couldn't outact Emma Thompson. No.
Yeah, definitely. So no, I appreciated that aspect of it. I like the guys they had for Jasper and Horace. They actually reminded me a lot of the guys from the animated movie. This scene that actually is on the screen right now, they did super well with the car chase. If you go back and watch the animated version from the 60s, that's literally how Cruella looks when she drives. She has both hands at 10 and 2, all up on the wheel, just mad and yelling. Yeah. So that was actually like really I guess homage to the original, or however you want to say.
and that's how Phoenix Calida just made a very strong argument that this is a very good backstory, because if she's still driving like that in that situation, because that's literally how she learned how to drive. Right. And I think it's very good that Phoenix Calida is pointing out that this is such a good backstory.
Oh, cool. I love stupid bullshit like this.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
You're saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? I feel amazing. Is this how men feel? All the time, even the ugly ones.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's the big reason why I dig it. Of course, the macro reason. Yeah. Because I think we're in an era of some sort with these really well shot feminine power films. What are you looking at on the screen there?
No, nothing on the screen. But as you were saying that, because I knew where you were going.
Yes.
The director of this movie directed another movie that's like arguably feministy, and I just fucking forgot. Tanya. The one about Tanya Harding that has Margot Robbie in it, Harley Quinn. When I'm always like, because remember how I was like, she can just do any fucking American accent, and she's Australian. Remember I always say that?
Yeah.
She does the Tanya Harding one. She has the Pacific Northwest accent in that one.
Oh, I'd like to hear this.
Because Tanya Harding was from like Portland, right?
Is that like an ice skater that got fucked up?
Yep.
God, wow.
I don't know about sports. Yo, I'm trying.
Tanya Harding.
Do we have to do the hockey segment again?
Tanya Harding in the Olympics many moons ago, either told her boyfriend or told her husband and someone to fuck up another skater, or just suggested that she wanted it to happen and they took it upon themselves to do it. Regardless, that gave us the infamous moment of Nancy Kerrigan, also a professional Olympic skater, walking down, and someone just comes up behind her and takes out her knee with like a crowbar.
I switched it to the camera on you at that
really?
moment.
Why?
I thought it was a good time and you disagreed. I thought it was a great moment to switch there.
But that gave us the moment of Nancy Kerrigan walking down the tunnel and someone coming up behind her and taking out one of her knees with like a bat or a crowbar or some shit, like right during the Olympics. Yes.
I seen that movie.
Harding.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
With Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Kind of an infamous moment. You really don't remember that? Damn.
I do not do sports like Seriously.
Doing sports. It's like, it was just everywhere at the time. Because I can't believe that.
Is Tonya Harding black?
No.
What year was it? I'm asking you the year. Was it like 1990?
It was in the 90s.
I'm confused.
I probably wouldn't know. I
don't know. The Olympics are every 4 years. I don't know.
Oh, I do not Olympics. Hell no. That is like the epitome of sports. And I don't sports. No, ma'am.
91.
91. No, yeah. And my mother was still alive. Oh, no. We had Belle Biv DeVoe filled the house, not Tonya Harding.
It was on the news everywhere. I'm just saying.
No, the only sports in that when my mother was alive was Buffalo Bills, because O.J. Simpson is the greatest running back of all time. Put some respect on his name.
He's not even black.
No, he's O.J. Things did get a little juicy.
Black. Oh no, he's black, but he felt a need to say that. He said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." That's a quote from him.
Yeah, that was
I can technically say that.
Like, oh no, we're getting old. We got to explain the references to the kids.
Yes. Right, and I'm digging these films. Right, the Harley Quinn and the promising young woman. Yeah. There's also like the shots. I don't really know much about shots and camera work, but something's happening where they're making some damn good shots that are captivating in and of themselves.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and it seems like they're sort of making like a circle of people in on this because so Margot Robbie Margot Robbie was an I, Tonya, right? And the person who directed this. Margot Robbie was one of the producers for Promising Young Woman. And then Margot Robbie was Harley Quinn. So it's like, and what?
I was gonna say Birds of Prey, but that's the same as Harley Quinn.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's kind of nice. I'm hoping that this is like these people are making connections so we can just have a group of people who like do this, like how we used to have like the frat pack and, it was always like,
there you go. Yeah.
Like Francis Ford Coppola and Scorsese always making all the mob movies. And
Adam Sandler, he always has his same little crew around him.
Yeah. So I'm like, please, let's do that again. Keep this going for a few years.
Yeah. These movies are fucking fat. Like, and also, because I think it's also important, like, if you're raising little boys that you understand to be cisgender boys, you need to be showing them these movies. But don't make a thing of it. Don't be like, and this is because you need to. Just be like, hey, put on your jacket. We're going out. Let's go check out this movie. I want to see it. Come on, let's go see this shit. Get them the little snacky snacks and whatnot. You need your comrades to give you mutual aid so you can make this day happen. We'll do that. That's doable. We got kind of a spider web of network here now at this point. Like, we'll make that day happen, right? But take little boys to see this shit, right? Like, I like this shit because when I was a little boy, I got to see fucking Michelle Pfeiffer playing Catwoman in the Batman. And I know podcast listeners are tired of this one, but great to see, and I'm gonna sound like Seven Black here, that feminine energy tearing up shit in that fucking store, breaking shit all apart, causing problems, right? And I think like security showed up.
Yeah, but the skipping over there.
Oh, like made it a jump rope. Yeah, because it was a whip, right? A bull whip. And started skipping with it like a clowning. And I fucking love that shit. And when we left out the movie theater, we're in the suburbs. We got class privilege. My mother was alive. It was cool, and there's the merch table. And, it's mostly little boys. So I think it was a Cub Scouts outing to see the Batman Returns film. I think we were Tiger Scouts at the time. And everybody's getting their little accessories and whatnot. And I'm like, that's a fucking Catwoman t-shirt. And of course, other little boys are like, you want the girl? Like, yeah. And what? Because also you got to be ready to raise your boys different, right? Raise your boys to not give a damn if other boys make fun of them. If you're not going to do that, you're never going to see gender-based justice ever if you're too scared to have your little boy be the one that gets made fun of for 5 fucking seconds. Because after that 5 fucking seconds is over, he's still a boy with male privilege that will still fellowship with the other boys. I still play tackle football with that t-shirt on. Come on. All right. So just let them have that. And I think we're in an era of like that moment with that character being spread out to multiple movies that you need to be showing your boys. Yes, ma'am. Phoenix Leader has a strong disagreement.
Oh, no, you like this rant. You do this one a lot.
No, I don't.
Okay. So what did you think of the movie Seven?
I liked it. I like how they show like why her personality is the way it is, because her mom was pretty evil, but like she grew up with the nice mom, but it was just in her genetics. So she was just like, I have this other side to me. Like I gotta get it how I have to give it. And then, yeah.
You just said, get it how you live.
Oh yeah. Get it how you live. I don't know why I messed that up. But yeah, I liked it.
Oh no, that's how it sounds when you say get it how you get it. I thought, oh, that's the hot boys. Get it how you live. We on fire. Yeah, I think that was kind of easy to review because they're like the storyline isn't like it's just the backstory, right? Like, and you already went through that. What her mother was not actually her mother,
right? So so she was being raised. The woman she thought was her mother was not her mom. She was actually the Baroness's, who's the main villain's child, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the Baroness kills her mom by having her dogs chase her mom off a cliff. Cruella thinks it like was her fault or something though.
Yeah.
So like she's messed up for a long time because she has like she doesn't remember. And so it's actually not until she's an adult at one of the Baroness's parties when the Baroness calls her dogs that like it jolts the memory and she remembers Baroness killed her mom. So then she's just on like out for revenge type of thing. And just starts outshining the Baroness everywhere, which is fun. Those were some fun fashion scenes. And the Baroness tries to kill her. She doesn't die. And
so do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. And then she gets the Baroness arrested because the Baroness tried to kill Estella. And then she just gets hell haul. Like that's.
Do you think they did a good job with like the plot twist in the movie?
Of her finding out that she's the Baroness's daughter, or
like just all of like the little things, like when she found out, oh, the Baroness killed my mom, and then the Baroness and with the dress and the moths, and then finding out that was her mom, and then finding out the butler was the same one who like grabbed her as a kid. Like I feel like there was good plot twist.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of was, but it almost felt like I'm gonna sound so mean. It almost sounded like a mashup of like a bunch of Disney fairy tales all at once.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, okay, so we have the evil stepmother and she's poor. All right, Cinderella. Oh, the huntsman couldn't bear to kill you. Okay, Snow White. Like that was like the butler. So it was like, you know, like the huntsman where he wouldn't kill Snow White and like leaves her with the dwarves. And of course she ends up with Jasper and Horace. You know, it felt like a mashup of a lot of fairy tales. Really.
Willy-nilly nonsense.
All right. It was indeed willy-nilly nonsense.
Yeah. And I do like when I was watching, I was thinking like in comparing to other films, like I could see like part of like your side where you're like not a very strong backstory. It's more like they found a different platform to make The Devil Wears Prada. Like they took The Devil Wears Prada and said, let's put it on a Cruella canvas. I get that.
I can see that, but that also makes sense to me too, because even though like in the original version, she was way more evil, her whole thing was always fashion. Like she was only going to all these like ridiculous stunts to get the dogs for fashion so she could like make clothing out of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it does make sense that it sort of has those like Devil Wears Prada vibes because the fashion was like the central motivation really. But yeah, I mean, I like it as a movie. I'm just not buying it as a Cruella backstory, but like I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah, well, what if it's the DeVille Wears Prada? Could it be that?
The DeVille Wears Prada.
Well,
someone is making an epic rap battle of Miranda Priestley and fucking the Baroness right now.
No, just give me my check. Just give me my check. I need a fence. Okay, I need a fence. The strawberry bushes aren't going to work without a fence.
They are not.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Greenhouse, need a greenhouse. If you're going to make this off of what I just said, give me my check. We need a greenhouse, all right, with solar panels, because we like grocery shopping less and less and less.
Yeah.
All right. And so I think that's about it. I think this is what we only ran for about a half hour.
Oh, okay.
Right. Sometimes it seems awkward.
Oh my God, someone did the side by side too. What I was saying about the car.
Wow. Oh, she looked a lot more evil.
I told you. Yeah, she was like, yeah. And it was in the first movie, like obviously Cruella DeVille, Cruel Devil, but they wrote a song about her. Like the main character just plays it on the piano. DeVille. Yeah, Cruella DeVille. And it's some shit like, what would he say? Like, if she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. Cruella,
it's
Cruella
like the feminine
DeVille.
Grinch.
It really is.
Yeah.
Disney should have made that a Halloween movie and really like they could have did.
Like, you gotta wonder, like, could they be like when you're looking at the old Cruella? Is that probably just more rooted in misogyny of like a woman having her own money and being independent, so she has to be evil to be that? We have to draw her ugly.
I think so, but also at the era, like almost all the female villains look like that. Like if you look at like Maleficent, she's like super skinny, tall, got those weird ass cheekbones, right? The stepmother from Cinderella, super tall, super weird, dark colors, weird ass cheekbones. And actually, there was a scene, I forgot what it was now in the new Cruella movie, but it reminded me of the villain from The Rescuers.
Okay.
Where like Cruella kind of looked like that old type of 60s. But yeah, like that was very much the style back then. But I think that's also rooted in like, again, the fairy tale thing, because a lot of this is like fairy tale based stuff. And typically in fairy tales, it's witches who are supposed to be old and ugly, right? Who are the villains. So
and I mean, you know what? And when were they making a lot of these original films? The 50s,
50s, 60s, 70s.
Do you remember when they were burning witches in Salem? How far away from burning witches?
They were burning witches in like the 1670s or something.
Okay, so I was okay. It wasn't like the 1800s.
Oh no,
that we know of.
No, that we know of. It has not been for. It wasn't at least like 300 years.
All right, because I mean correlation is not causation, but I mean, I would think that folks that handle snakes probably burn what they think are witches.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, those are the ones who accidentally kill you during an exorcism.
Okay. And you know what? I made a mistake. Shout out to Lydia Terry, who wanted this episode in particular. I forgot to tag you when I went live. It looks like you're catching the archive. But Lydia Terry is a working person. They could be working right now and miss the live any darn way.
Yeah.
That's why archives exist. And so winecellarmedia.com. We keep doing stuff as much as we gosh darn can. Phoenix Calida, 7 Black, the paperwork lady. Perfect paperwork lady. Right? Think 2 days in a row, perfect paperwork.
2 days in a row, like that so much.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah. Kicking ass in the face. Tell you what. Smacking niggas in the back of the face.
Yep.
And other such things that make sense. Phoenix Calida shakes her head at me. And and folks, we need to take a look at the end of the video again toward the end. When I did the last switch from the YouTube image back to Phoenix Calida's camera, your face just happened to be right where Cruella's face was, and her eyes faded into your eyes because I have it set to fade. So when we need to play back the replay of this and look at that moment. It should be about like the 28-minute area.
Okay.
All right, so that's gonna be dope.
Yes, I really do have Disney eyes.
I've been telling you that, Chief. I'm telling you that for 7 years. You don't listen to nobody.
Hush.
Ow! Injured me. And folks can hold the Wine Cellar down to help keep this shit cranking at patreon.com/Wine Cellar Media Fund. We have a tiered system. Most of the content is socialized, and the tip jars are always over there at paypal.me/Phoenix and William. Big shout out to Jessica Drake. You made 2019 pretty cool on paypal.me/Phoenix and William. And what, you have the Cash App?
Yes.
$sign
Phoenix Calida.
Yes, ma'am. And there is the Venmo. It's at Wine Cellar Media if you use Venmo, because we could use these tips to buy broccoli and shit.
Yes.
All right, holding it down. And that'll be that. Relatively short episode. All right, not as long as other film review episodes. Phoenix Calida has another film she wants to check out and review, right? I, Tanya?
Oh, yeah, we could do that one.
Is it available streaming? How are we going to see this?
It came out a while ago, but when it did, I think it was on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might go to the Hulu, maybe on our next day off, have another one of those mid-afternoon slumber parties.
Yes.
And watch the film and then talk about it.
Yes.
All right. So thanks for checking us the funk out. Shout out to DC Love, tuned in on the live Facebook. And the archive will be there for you. I'm doing the part where I press stop. Everyone knows this part comes. This is like a part of the show now.
Really?
Everyone gets it. All right.
So dramatic.
That isn't a fact. Look, I got to stop all sorts of